a woman who gave birth to 5 children 27 years ago. See how they are now. A woman recently gave birth to sextuplets at a maternity hospital in Houston, USA. But what will it be like when you bring home 6 newborn babies? A famous African proverb says, "It takes a whole village to raise a child." However, no one talks about what it takes to create sextuplets. The experience of becoming a mother can be scary and unsettling in and of itself, but what would it be like to raise 6 kids at once? Lauren Perkins says she was completely shocked when she found out she was pregnant with sextuplets. "I knew we were going to need a support network because we couldn't do it alone," she told the BBC. Fortunately for her, her network of friends and family came into play shortly after the family gained 6 new members overnight. "We wouldn't have survived the first year without them," he says. "I knew we needed a support network because we couldn't do it alone." The sextuplets were discharged from the maternity ward and returned home at different times, which, according to Lauren, facilitated the adaptation process. The 6th child who came home was Leah, who had developmental issues, and it was a little stressful. With 6 children to feed, bathe, and dress, Laura put together a complicated schedule. "I would bring the bottles in every night for the next 24 hours and put them in the fridge so everyone would know whose baby it was and what time they should have it." Because of the different nutritional needs of the 6 cereals, the family ended up using 4 different types of infant formula. Lauren also developed shift work to get the most out of the volunteers' help. Friends shared midnight feeding shifts, helped bathe the kids, and did the laundry. "We couldn't have done this without all this generosity," says Laura. "For a year, they brought us dinner." There are many factors that can lead to a multiple pregnancy, including a family history of twins, pregnancies older than 30, or a previous pregnancy. African American women are more likely to give birth to twins than any other group, while white women, especially over the age of 35, are more likely to give birth to triplets or more children. In recent years, advances in reproductive technologies have contributed to an increase in the rate of multiple births. In vitro fertilization, IVF, and other technologies that help couples conceive often use drugs that stimulate ovulation to produce multiple eggs. It is then fertilized in a laboratory and implanted in the uterus to grow. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 3/4 of triplets and multiples in the United States have resulted from pregnancy with the help of fertility treatments. The number of women giving birth in the country increased by 76% from 1980 to 2009, but it still represents only 3.5% of all births. Like twins, multiples can be identical when one egg divides into 2 or more embryos, or fraternal when more than one egg is fertilized. The chances of complications in a multiple pregnancy increase with each additional fetus and can lead to serious health problems. Perkins' friends and family donated not only their time but also essential supplies. Laura says her family has seen their very expensive formula run out quickly, and they use a lot of used clothes. "Many of my friends have organized baby showers and we always order diapers. Every birthday we order diapers and baby clothes." In the end, Laura didn't have to buy diapers for the first 2 years after making a concerted effort to limit the number of diaper changes. "Every Christmas we ask for diapers and clothes for the children," says Laura. As children grow, the challenges change. "Potty training was a complete nightmare," Laura recalls. "That's a lot of kids to keep an eye on, and you need to watch them very closely when they're learning to potty. There were a few accidents, but we managed in the end." Laura explains that as the sextuplets became more independent, their support network diminished. As they grew, the logistics got easier. It became a kind of controlled chaos. "It's noisy, crowded and messy, it's a weird system that just works." The Perkins sextuplets are now almost 7 years old. And Lauren says she has gone through the normal stages of motherhood, like anyone else. "The difference is that I do it all at once, which makes me happy and sad. I know I have to enjoy all the cute kid stuff as much as possible because I'm not doing it again. I'll never see the first steps or the first day of school again. It's focused motherhood." Amy and Chad Kemple waited for the quintuplets to be born to organize the baby shower and paint the children's room. The couple had already lost twins to a miscarriage and didn't feel able to prepare for the arrival of the quintuplets in the same way. "It was devastating. We've come a long way to get to quintuplets," says Chad. However, last year they took home 5 healthy babies. "What are we going to do now?" Amy wondered. Amy and Chad Kemple walked out of the maternity ward with 5 babies home. To cut down on the time we spent feeding them, we decided to feed them all at once, do them all at once, says Chad. Using a variety of pillows, careful balance and dexterity, the couple developed a system to bottle feed 5 children simultaneously. The quintuplets all sleep in the same room and started sleeping through the night at 6 months. Once they get a little older and can stay awake, that might change, says Amy. The Kempels have 2 older daughters, but Amy notes that the experience of raising 5 premature babies simultaneously was very different. Initially, it was very difficult to bond, reveals Amy. They were in the hospital for a long time and in incubators. Not being able to hold them and take them home was difficult. Chad and Amy say they had prepared for the babies to have serious health issues or disabilities. However, after the initial medical intervention, Amy says the children's first year of life went quietly, without incident. Despite being very challenging at times, the couple concludes that everything is going well. Despite all the challenges, the couple concludes that everything is going well.